Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of KMC, where we bring you maximum impact with nothing but the truth. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of KMC, where we bring you maximum impact with nothing but the truth. I'm not alone today, I've got May, my co-host.
100%. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in today as we're really taking the conversation from complexity to simplicity with this topic, which is crazy.
Right.
Progress over Congress. What are we really saying there, man?
We're just looking at how one can influence the crowd. What does it take for you to project something beautiful to people? I mean, you can also project negativity. But in this case, we're just trying our best to look at how we can give out beautiful things to people. Work on you so that you can give out beautiful things.
Definitely. I mean, just really taking in definition, just Congress, I mean, we're speaking about organization, assemblies, big things where people have come in unity and it's some amount of people. However, when we speak about progress, we're really taking it to an individual.
Exactly.
One person taking on a self-development journey before they can join the Congress.
Exactly.
I mean, just to mention one, Christ.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
looking at the instance of him having to come down to earth with a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Even though he had his hiccups where he was a bit distracted, being tempted by the devil, the crowds telling him otherwise, including his own disciples.
Yeah.
And in that midst, he had to go away by himself and have a conversation with God, one-on-one, so that he can be reminded of the reason why he came to earth.
Yeah.
And after that prayer he had, after that effort he had put in conversing with God, he came back stronger. He was able to tell the crowd and remind the crowd of the reason why everything is happening the way it's happening. I mean, it had to take itself. It had to take a journey of itself, you know.
That's very true. And I think most of the time we suffer. I mean, if you really are already in the Congress, imparting knowledge, being a keynote person, and sometimes what happens is that you find yourself that really what you produce is just empty, you're dry, you're out of the content that you used to have.
Exactly.
Really need to take a step back of progress alone, and sort of re-energize and build yourself once again. So at some point we really need to choose self. And I think it's very important that you do not really bottle yourself with a Congress or shy away from really fixing yourself because what certain people expect you to be in the Congress, in the masses, and be doing great things, you know what I mean?
The danger with not knowing yourself is that when you get into Congress, you get confused and you end up picking up everything around you, and you become something you're not. So I think
that's very true, and I think we've seen it in different spheres of assembly, be it politics, be it religion, be it work, and all of those things. So you find that you are now becoming a mirror of somebody. I would speak it from a perspective of church organizations, right? You've been this great teacher growing up. We know you're amazing, but now you're starting to sound like somebody.
What's going on?
Like take a step back, and really go into the space of progress and really rediscover yourself and be restored again in your identity and be comfortable in your own art and skill, and under your skin as well, so that you are able to come back with more fire, more energy, more authenticity. And quite important.
And having something to stand for. I mean, how do you walk without knowing what it is you stand for, who you are, and what are you for? Because I believe that we all brought to earth for a reason.
100%.
There's always something that we need to portray before we leave. I mean, I gotta leave and be like, Lanie left this, she did this, be a legend in a way. And you can't be that if you do not know your true self.
100%. And I think very important, I like what you're saying, being true self. It's very important that every time you really see yourself that you're going to be a part of something great, it's very important that you really take a lot of time developing yourself, preparing yourself for what you are going to be a part of, right? And I think this God did with Joseph, right? So what he did to Joseph, very interesting. He shows Joseph the end, right? He shows Joseph the whole picture of where he's going to be. His brothers are going to bow down at him. But what he does then is like, yeah, Joseph, that's the full picture, right? But he doesn't tell him about the progress journey.
Exactly.
The first thing that
he has to go through.
100%. Yeah. The first thing that Joseph experiences is that his brothers put him in a pit. Then they sell him. Then Joseph now takes a journey of suffering and all of this, and it's just so crazy. But at the end of the day, that was progress for him. Because when he now went in Pharaoh's palace and he became so great, now his brothers come and bow down at him. And it's really about that. When God gives you a purpose, the only thing is, most of the time, he gives the end result.
Exactly.
He shows you that you're a part of something great, the progress that you're going to be a part of. But he doesn't, sort of disclose.
This is what you go. Of course, I was gonna run. We're gonna go to the bed. People would think I'm dead. All of that. So I would have ran. I think that's another reason why he really doesn't take us through the journey, because he knows.
It's really the hardest part. But I think it's quite important, ladies and gentlemen, as you're bringing that, really take a journey with self. Equip yourself with who you are. Don't run away from some of the issues you're facing. And I think you'll agree with me, Lanie, that a lot of people have stopped being themselves and are really in love with the greater things. And it really kills the whole self and the whole purpose and everything that is really vested in you, that needs to really... And I think it's very important that everybody really looks back, into progress. Like, where am I? What's going on right now? What spaces do I occupy, and which people do I influence or impact? Can I take a step back and really reflect on self and become the person that I was supposed to be, so that I can really lubricate and really re-energize myself into impact? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because I feel like the longer the journey is, the easier it becomes for us to forget who we are and why we even took that journey in the first place. And also, this takes me back to the verse about bad company corrupting good character. The people you also associate yourself with can have a big impact on your journey, the journey that you are on. And, so it's really a good thing if you do look at your surroundings and see how they impact your purpose in a way.
100%. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope that with this great segment we did today, you are definitely will go back and sort of reflect, man. And I hope it'll really invigorate you guys to want to look into self, reflect. And if you're already in the Congress, really do make sure that you don't lose your direction.
Exactly. Have strong roots on who you are. Have a strong ground. Stand for whatever it is that you believe in.
Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, that is KMC, Maximum Impact, Nothing But the Truth. Thank you for joining us today.
See you again next Friday.